Hey, graduates, my day, you know, what a going, pa, what a going. Hmm. Sorry about that. I had to do some technicals and it was doing my head in. Right, first of all, let me just pin this message. Hey, everybody, let me greet you guys. For those of you who come to class nice and early. Sexy B, good morning. Antoinette, present and accounted for. Girls, so nice. Wagwan. Norma M, good morning. June Sundak. Dawn, big up yourself, sis. Welcome to HTK's class. Please like, share, and subscribe as you come in. Indeed. Present Jen, big up yourself. Yeah, man. We're gonna go down into some issues, you understand. But first, a little housekeeping. If you are new to the channel, as you know, whenever we discuss things, we avoid putting people's names in the comments. And we try to keep things respectful over here. Yes, it is a learning environment, but it's also a community where we can come together and talk about certain things that are affecting us as a diaspora. Yeah. Um, I want to, first of all, thank you, graduates, for appreciating the changes that is happening on this channel. We're moving away from the negativity and we're creating a space where we can enjoy ourselves and not get brought down by the constant cuss and lion story. Yes, because it really seems to be a pandemic amongst us as a people, and we are avoiding the more serious discussions. And yes, we can laugh over here, we can chat and laugh about various things, but you know, it not have to get to all of that. And we really are trying to take a new direction right now. You understand? Big up yourself, Pottinger. I see you, Linda G. Big up yourself, Melanie Palmer. Big up yourself, Giselle. Good morning. So, first of all, I'm gonna see my feelings a bit. Right? Hi, howdy. How is everybody doing? Yes, I'm gonna lean forward too much cleaves. Right? It's still, I don't know, the weather is so weird over here. I'm in the Midlands, as some of you know, and it go between cold to hot to cold to hot. So it's like I don't even know how to dress. Today it is boiling. Yesterday it was freezing. Why am I fed up? You understand? But I just have to do what I have to do. You understand? And just go with the flow. Good afternoon, incoming member. Big of yourself. Right. So I came across this particular article in the Jamaica Gleaner. And you know, something I'm very, very concerned. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very, very concerned about what is happening in our island, Jamaica, when it comes to young ladies going missing. There have been multiple reports of 16-year-old, 15-year-olds, 17-year-olds. It's kind of run about that age group that seems to be going missing on a regular basis. And because these are children from poorer backgrounds, nobody seems to be doing anything other than shoving up some pictures that a person is missing. What I don't like about this scenario is that the government is trying to kind of keep hush hush that there is a more sinister thing at work with regards to these missing females. Right? Thank you so much, Giselle. Right? With regards, are you back at work? No, I'm actually back at work next week, Pottinger. So, sorry. I read this article and I said to myself, look how this no make front page news. Look how them just have this hitch up in our little space, in our little corner. But I'm gonna share this article with you because it highlights exactly what it is that I was thinking. Because I was talking to my husband about this. I said, but look on this. You know, say it's either a case of these girls are going missing either for their organs or to take part in the adult industry. And so said, so done. So anyway, let me just show you first the article, and then we're going to go into some real life experiences of women to whom this has nearly occurred. Okay? So let me share this first of all. Make sure that you guys are all seeing it. Give me a thumbs up if you are seeing my screen. I'm going to make zoom in as much as possible. Zoom in as much as possible because I know I always complain, say, this is not, it's not big enough, right? So I'm just going to make this as big as possible. I don't know why the hell Gleaner can't invest in a blasted decent website. Why for them websites have it so full of flipping adverts? It's so annoying. You understand? You have to search amongst the adverts them to get to the blasted news. You understand? But anyway, this is the article here. Make it a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger, right? Can we all see that? Yes, indeed, Linda G. Bless. So the article's headline says, be wary of overseas employment offers from unfamiliar sources, JCF. Be wary of overseas employment offers from unfamiliar sources, right? Okay. That is coming from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So there are people who are offering employment in our island. And because they're considered to be overseas opportunities, everybody a jump on it. Okay. So the head of anti-trafficking in persons unit, counter-terrorism and organized crime investigations branch, Jamaica Constabulary Force, woman detective inspector Kimisha Gordon. She's the one who is trying to bring this message across. It says persons, particularly women seeking employment opportunities overseas, are being encouraged to be wary of unfamiliar persons who may approach them with such offers. All right. This urging by the police comes against the background of data from the JCF Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit, which indicates that 10 Jamaican women were trafficked within the region last year. Head of the unit, woman detective inspector Kimisha Gordon, who told JIS News that this is the most we have seen in a long time, said it is a cause for concern. She said the women were lured under the guise of getting employment, adding that last year, all the females who went overseas went there to be employed and found themselves in exploitative situations. The policewoman said Jamaica, unfortunately, remains a source, transit point, and destination for HT. All right, I'm trying to reduce the words because I know you're too funny. Jamaica being a source means that such persons find their victims here. The islands being deemed a transit point means when victims are being moved from one country to the next, Jamaica is the middle ground that they travel through. Jamaica is also a destination where victims are brought here from another country, and this is where such things take place, Gordon pointed out. She urges persons to be wary and skeptical of these employment ventures and unfamiliar persons offering them. For example, they hear about a job that is available to them in another country within the region. There is no visa requirement, so it's easier. And they seek to take advantage of that. And that is what the case was last year with all 10 women who were seeking to be employed, the policewoman disclosed. She further implores persons to conduct thorough investigations of job offers by checking with trusted authorities before engaging with individuals making them. Now, want to tell me something? How is it? How can you put out an article like this and you not put no information about where exactly the people they must go for actually check if the jobs are trustworthy? Make that make sense? How you fi tell the people them that they must check with trusted authorities and you not tell them which trusted authorities? If me go to a police station and say, me get one job offer for go X, Y, and Z, will they even be able to tell the ordinary man whether or not it is a trustworthy offer? Will they even take the time to tell people where they must go and get checked to see to check the job to see if it's a viable thing? None of this no make no sense. Them just throwing out this as hot air because people are still going to be taking up these offers out of desperation. It's a sad situation. It don't make sense what them I tell the people them to do. This Gordon said, as many often try to change their modus operandi. Their modus operandi may change from time to time. They are always evolving in how they go about things, how they engage their victims, how they conduct their situation. Their trends are always changing, she told JIS News. And that's how the things stop. I have never seen such a helpless and reckless article in a long time. None of this. Don't tell people what to do. There is no guidance out here about protecting particularly females. I'm not saying that males themselves are not also victims, because this is probably an under-researched area of missing people. Because trust and believe, it's not just men and it's not just women that go through this, it's also men. You understand? And I am seeing a trend of, oh, this person been missing. Missing one article go about one girl went missing from June last year. And it's been 1 year. And to date, there's been no update as to what is happening. So, anyway, I want people to understand that it's not just a case of people coming to offer you jobs that this situation is taking place. There are many conduits out there, some of whom are very local and deliberately planted in order to facilitate this trade. I'm going to share with you one series of tales that was told by this young lady about her experience up at university campus. So hold on 1 second. Let me share this with you. Thumbs up if you can all see my screen. Let me turn this up nice and loud. And make sure the volume book. Okay. All right, let's go.
So I'm going to tell this word story that happened to me back in 2019. Um, and whenever I tell people this story, they always kind of freak out because of how things could have gone down. So, like how people always after them almost get kidnapped by taxi or this or this. Most of the time when people are talking about when them almost get kidnapped, it's always by taxi. My story is a little different. So back in 2019, oops, back in 2019 when me just start work at UTech. And well, no, well, I was working at UTech for like a while. So I was in school working full time, and I ended up meeting this girl that was a UTech student. Yeah, girlie was working and also went to school full time, but she was working at UTech, like she was working at Sagicor or whatever. I end up meet this girl like in the baggage area, and small talk. Oh, how school is going, what going to tech is like. It's hard to be working and going to school full time, blah 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 blah. Like, okay. I never knew this girl for more than a week. I can't say when we end up exchange phone numbers, but we end up exchange phone numbers. Because I thought, okay, like cool girl, like she understands what it's like to actually really struggle through college with, working and going to school and all that. Anyway, so it be that um literally a week after I met this girl, she texted me and she was like, oh, like, you know, I'm going to change your life. I'm going to change your life. And like, I really want to help you. And there's more to life than this. I'm like, what's this girl? She's like, like all you have to do is just come to Halfway Tree at Tuesday at 6 p.m. Wednesday. 6 p.m. them time they me done got me hard. Like work done 4 o'clock. I'm already on my way to home at 6 p.m. Like I'm not going to stay back 2 hours after work to go to Halfway Tree to meet this girl. Like I don't know this girl. So I told her, I'm just like, hey, like, no, thank you. Can we can meet and discuss at another time? I was like, you can come by. I check if it's something that you want to discuss with me. We can meet anywhere on the UTech campus, like in the day, like. But at 4 p.m., my mind is gone. I only want to go to work.
Hmm. All right, so that's a part one. Hold on. So first of all, the first red flags is if you notice, they target people who are in situations of vulnerability. They target people who are struggling out there financially. So they look for people who are in dire situations in order to get them to quickly whatever arrangement they are trying to have with them. This is one of the things that you should be aware of, particularly if you have got family members with young girls who are struggling. They are prone, they are a target for these people. You understand? All right, now we're going to part two.
Okay, so this is part two. So at 4 p.m. I just want to go home. I'm not going to wait for 2 hours to go and meet somebody in half a tree. God could have had it that even though, like, based on where I lived at the time, I never needed to go through half a tree to get home. I used to go to Crossroads, and then I would go home from Crossroads. So I avoided half a tree during that time. Maybe if I had, or maybe if I needed to pass through half a tree to go home, maybe I would have. But God would have had it that the bus that I needed to take to go home loaded in Crossroads only. So, anyways, I'm explaining to this girl. I'm like, yeah, like, no thanks. I'm being very nice. I'm being very respectful. And the more I'm telling her no, the more agitated she's getting. Like she's getting anxious. Like she's really, like this girl was trying to convince me as if she's trying to pay her bills. That's how bad. She's like, no, 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 no. Like, you have to. I have to. I have to. I have to. I have to meet this gal in Halfway Tree at 6 p.m. She changed my life for the better. And oh, my life is so much better than this. Like I can do so much more with my life and the opportunity is endless. I just have to meet in Harvard at 6 p.m. I have to. So I asked her, I said, what are we gonna do if I decide to come to Halfway Tree? Like what is this about? What is it that you're going to introduce to me that's going to change my life? This girl can't answer the question.
Hmm.
This girl is gonna tell me, oh, it's a surprise.
You're there.
I can't tell you. Miss, ma'am, what do you mean? So I'm just like, but this is not making any sense. The math, it's not adding up. Why do I need to meet you at 6 p.m.? I said, can't I meet you any other time? I was like, we both come to UTech. You come to the library where I work all the time. Why can't we meet at the UTech library? Why can't we meet anytime at UTech? And why does it have to be in the evening? She's like, no, 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 no. You have to come and meet me. You have to come and meet me Tuesday at 6 p.m. I promise you, Sharon, it's gonna change your life forever. Your
You're
life is
there.
gonna change. So I'm just, please note, I'm not even thinking about any kidnapping or anything at this point.
Next red flag. You hear how she persistent, how she had tell the girl, say, you must come, you must come. All right. Now, let us take this scenario that this young lady who is there doing what she's doing is in fact a conduit to the real criminals. She is also under pressure from whoever it is that send her there to do what it is that she's supposed to do and deliver what she's supposed to deliver. So now, but she's not. But the pressure that she's under is making her persistent. Yet another red flag, right? If somebody tell you to come meet them somewhere, then can't give the reason. Then can't tell you, say, oh, you come here so because, oh, you're going to meet Mr. So-and-so from this company and him have a job offer for you. They can't even explain the job is enough. But to think that there is some fool person out there, where probably you could imagine how the girl I look like Dolly to, people. You can imagine how the girl look like Dolly with the whole heap of hair and the whole heap of ray. and look like say her life all right and she not struggle like anybody else, right? Okay. Anyway, make we go in at the next part. 1 second.
I'm not thinking about it. Continue from part two. I'm not thinking about any like kidnapping or whatever at this point because this is the people were like, you meet them and it's like a high by relationship. Like this person was not my friend or anything. But in the same essence, like based on the fact that she was a UTech student, yeah, I was not thinking along that line. But I was a little suspicious of just how she was behaving. Why was it so important for me to meet you? Barely know you. We're not that close for me to trust you enough for me to just like mess up my schedule and come and meet you like that. Anyways, so she's convincing me. I mean, Mama is going all out. Girlie is going all out. She keeps on saying that my life is gonna change.
Hold on then. 69 of us, can we please like up the live? That's the least that you can do over here to bump up the algorithms. Please and thanks. Remember, said this is a new direction for the channel. Like up the live if you are, following the story, you're finding it informative so far, and at least you want other people to notice and hear something of quality and not quantity. Thank you.
And like I have to come so that my life can change. And I promise you, this is gonna be the best decision you ever made. Blah 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 blah. So still respectful. I just say, hey, I said, girly, I'm sorry, but I am not coming. Okay, I'm going home at 4 p.m. I do not pass through half a tree to take my buses to go home. I'm so sorry about it, but I'm sorry. Like I like my life the way it is now. I will not be coming. Explain to me why this girl I go tell me say she go to half a tree and wait for me still.
Hmm.
This girl is like, oh, like, no, 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 like, don't worry. You're gonna, like, I'm gonna still go to half a tree and wait on you. Like, you change your mind, like, maybe you're just anxious or something, and maybe that's why you don't want to come. I'm like, I said I'm not coming. Do not go to half a tree and wait on me. I am not coming. I'm going home. Are you deaf, girl? Are you miss, sir, ma'am? She's like, oh, like, no, 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 like, I'm still waiting on you in half a tree, like, in case you change your mind. Like, no, like, you're gonna change your mind because you can't pass up this opportunity. What is the opportunity? Oh, it's a surprise. I can't tell you. Like, you're gonna find out when you get here. Like, I promise it's gonna be the best decision you ever made. So I look at the message and I'm just like, okay, like, this girl obviously, the Lulu. So I'm not going. I'm sorry. Like this just at this point, something inside me was not beginning to feel right. So
That's
I
right.
might never go.
Big up yourself, bro, Shaka.
Part whatever coming up.
So she's still being very, very, very persistent. Yeah. Make we go quick and fast into part 4. Because honestly, there are some strange things that come up even after that. Clearly that's an idiot. And she has sure says she have sense. But she hopes her desperation take over and she still follow through with what she wants her to do.
As you all know, obviously, I didn't go. Like so I did not go. Right? Tuesday evening came, went, went home. When 4 o'clock came, packed bag, got off with gone yeah, because me don't tell Goody say I am not coming. I will not be there.
Hmm.
And mama don't have our mindset so me I go come in know, like you ever tell somebody no and they're just like, oh, like you change your mind. You change your mind. No, no, the hell I will not. I rarely change my mind when it comes down to certain things. Respect the boundaries and catch what you do. I'm not changing my mind. I am not coming. I made sure that I had the courtesy to let you know that I will not be there so that you don't need to kill up yourself and be there. You can believe that this girl still go to half a tree. She still went to half a tree. And she still was there waiting on me at 6 p.m. So I find this out the next morning, the Wednesday morning, or thereabouts. This girl have a text my phone. And I'm really the kind of vexed I'm gonna have the chat anymore because, this was from 2019. Like I lost so many WhatsApp chats. I wiped WhatsApp anyway. So this girl have a text me and of course me, like say I she name Shannon Muma and like say I she did push me out. Again, I only knew this girl for a week.
Hmm.
She ever text me and I cussed me off again about, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. I can't believe that you did not show up. You missed out on a great opportunity. And she would say a bag of other things that right now we really can't bother to try and remember. But good basically I make me know about how she disappointed in me and about how me miss out on big opportunity. And all I had to do was just come to her for 3 and meet her at 6 o'clock. And she was there standing up waiting on me. And I left her standing there waiting on me and ready at this point, my head check now because I've been respectful and I did cuss her in I don't normally, like curse words or whatever, but that was one of the few times I was like, yep, you know what? Forget the respect. I cussed her off so much. I can't even say what I said, but I said a lot of things. The Jamaican in me did come out strong. And, she never did respond. She didn't see, but she never respond. And then my black.
Huh. Now, this part is where I'm going to show you how these people are devious. Because remember, them go to the same university together. Them go UTech, right? Them go to the same university together. So if people are like, but if she was going to be doing anything like that to try to arrange any kind of crime like that, surely she can't be a student that's going to the same university, right? Well, listen to this.
Um, what's over there? So I cut off the girl. I cut off the girl, block her, and I saw her after that. I saw her. The she came to back check again where I was working. She came to back check about I don't maybe like 2 days after the Wednesday because I always would work. Like she would always like home to the library when I was working late.
Hmm.
So I was working late, like either the Friday or the Thursday, and she come by either the Thursday or the Friday after after Wednesday. So she came and my face did well tough up. Me mugging, vex, say something. I just wanted her to say something to me because at this point it was just confirmed that this girl was obviously trying to set me up. Because why would you want me? And this is where common sense comes in. Why would I meet you somewhere and you cannot tell me the reason why I'm meeting you? You can't tell me the purpose of the meeting. And why am I meeting you in half a dream? In the night?
Hmm.
Why? Why am I meeting you outside of the transport center? Because that was supposed to be the spot, like right outside of the transport center. So why would I meet you there in the night? I don't know you. I barely know you. Why are you trying to convince me so much to come and meet you? And even when I'm saying no, and a repeated amount of times, you are still hoping and thinking that I'm gonna change my mind. This girl was, if this girl could have brought down heaven and earth to convince me to meet her, she would have. That's how much this girl was convincing me. All you're telling me is X, and you're not giving me any specifics. I don't trust it, so I'm not going to come. If you're
Hmm.
gonna call me to come somewhere with you and you can't tell me what it's about, I'm not coming. So when she did cuss and galang bad, I said, cause realize me say, oh, like, oh, this guy was trying to set me up.
Exactly. That is exactly what she did I tried to do. Now, I'm gonna give you what I suspect is the situation. Notice that she said she only see her once after the scenario. That was clearly to feel her out to see if maybe she changed her mind, even though there was this cussing that happened between the two of them. Maybe she have some other hardship happen will lick her down even further. And she realized that she was standing her ground, so she avoided her and she take away herself. Now notice she said that she hasn't seen her a single day after that situation. What does that tell you, graduates? She was not a student. Now, this is another thing that I find absolutely ridiculous about how certain things are set up in our country. Security and not security. Because at the end of the day, nothing is going to stop her having somebody else's pass, somebody else's ID. Yeah? And planting herself on campus in order to suss out any vulnerable females that could fall prey to her givings. It is clear to me that she has been watching her for some time. Notice she said she only turn up at the library when she is working because she's doing the back checking at the library. That is her little job. And it's when she working she see her. You understand? She comes there. So at the end of the day, she's coming directly to a place, a space. The library is a space where what can you do in a library? You can have conversation. You can identify who is lonely or rather alone all the time. Therefore, you can determine whether or not individuals have a friend circle. You're going for somebody who is more introvert because them say the nerd them love each up in a library, you know. You're going for somebody who is more introvert, not necessarily out and out, because as you can see, the fact that she even see her and never cuss out her class when she see her at the library, go for show you say she's a girl who can hold it. You understand? So these are the kind of things that they do. This person was employed by the criminals to come out and do what she had do. Luckily, this girl was smart enough to question, smart enough to use her common sense and not turn up in halfway tree because God know we would have read about she. Shannon would have hit the news. And this happened in 2019. And she's only just telling the tale, right? Recently. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another one. Now this one happened literally last week. Literally last week, that one happened. Hold on there. And this scenario now has to do with a tourist. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me share this. And you're gonna listen to the differences in this scenario, graduates, because this one is a bit different. But once again, thank God. Go on, listen.
Story time. This is gonna be part one about an incident that happened in Jamaica at Pier One. You know the story.
The one I kind of loaded. Can you guys hear?
Anyway, we got here and we decided we was gonna stay around the resort, but we ended up meeting these girls, two younger girls from Seattle. They told us they had a driver that picked them up from the airport, and told them that he would take them around to see the city and to the club that night. So it was like, okay, cool, we'll go. We never usually like go with other people that we don't really know. But these was two younger girls and they was like cool or whatever. So it was like, okay, cool. We'll join y'all, we'll pay whatever we need to pay for the driver to take us, all to take us. So as the night go on or whatever, we almost like was like, forget it, we're not gonna go. We aunties. So we was like, it's already 11 o'clock, what's going on? But anyways, we end up leaving. We met the girls downstairs. Um, we met the driver. Once we met the driver, he seemed cool. We kikied all the way to Pier One. We get to Pier One, and as we get to Pier One, it's real crowded. First sign was we said, "Oh, give me the money for me to go get y'all in or whatever. It's gonna be $20." As we get in line, we walking up. One of the younger girl was like, "No, I'll go with you,"
Hmm.
like just to make sure he went on home. By the time we get closer, We hit a person like, it's $10 per person. And he was like, oh, it's only 10.
That's first red flag. So the taxi driver basically I try scam them. Them going at the taxi driver go pay for them for go in. Now, first of all, why you need somebody to pay for a whole bunch of adult females to go in? No, 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 just go in, go pay on a own money. On a fool for one thing to get this man on a $20. I want to not check for find out exactly what the entry fees. And luckily one I want did have little sense. I realized that it would have take a whole other $10 off a owner. Mark on up 100%.
$2, but he told us $20. Anyways, that was strike one. So we get inside the club or whatever. Mind you, we just met these two younger girls. Um, but they seem cool. So the girls, they bought a bottle. We set up our little table, whatnot. It wasn't even long after we set up, maybe like 20 minutes or so, another group of guys walk up, like literally, and set up in the bushes next to us. It wasn't even a table or nothing, like in the bushes, but next to us. And I'm like, this whole spot, and they set up right next to us. Okay, I'm not drinking, so I'm sober and paying attention to everything. So the younger girl, we can call them Seattle because that's where they were from.
Pier one, bro, shut up. Pier one, this
So
happened.
they drinking. Everybody having about the same amount of drinks.
Montego Bay.
She had a cup and a shot. Like once they was drinking or whatever, for a second, then the driver finally comes in. Once he comes in or whatever,
she filming this in our hotel room.
He dances with her, but kind of takes her away from us. None of us really thinking nothing of it. And then he takes her on the stage, but like we don't see anything because it's like a bush. It's like people.
Big up yourself, Faith.
But none of us is like no red flags are going off. No red flags are going off at this point. When she comes back, this girl is like something happened to her. She got a whole flat headache. And so we're starting to pay attention. I'm like, what does she have? Like, is she drunk already off a cup and a shot? You know, everybody have different limits, but something was off. Anyways,
About it now, these young ladies, well, she said that she and her friends went with two younger girls in a taxi. The taxi driver was very familiar, decided that he was going to come and chill and party with them at Pier 1. First, he offered to pay and he tried to double charge them to get entry. That never worked. Them go set up them table after them set up them table now, them realized that the man them set up right next to them. There wasn't even a table. She said that the man take away, draw away one of the younger girls, so two young girls amongst them. Draw away one of the younger girls, go one side with the younger girl. She only had a cup and a shot. All right, so a cup and a shot next to a bunch of strange guys who were not very far away from them, by the way. They were fairly close. And when she come back, the girl have a strange expression on her face. She looks spaced out, and that she had tried to say. What the thing take place at that point? Why she come back looking spaced out? Bearing in mind she had a cup. All right.
the dude standing next to her.
Hey, Tammy.
The dude has grown now. Two other dudes come up. There's this one dude with a red shirt, and there's another dude with a black shirt that stands on the opposite side of us. And I see them talking. The driver is still there at that point. I see him dap it up.
Stop shooting the face.
The dude with the red shirt on, and the other dude that was standing next to us that originally came up with his bucket of drinks or whatever that put him in the bushes that was next to us. See him dap it up with them or whatever. And then all of a sudden, this mind you, he done danced the girl like away from us. I'm not really paying attention to her because it's not nothing to be like, oh, what he got going on at this point. And he took her on the stage. And after he brought her back, her whole demeanor, like she's aggressive for no reason, she's dancing, and she's like all of these other girls.
Bro, Shaka, you hit the nail on the head.
We just met these girls. But, you know, we like, okay, we're not gonna let nothing pop off. We get her to bring her back. That's
no, Alico Brata.
Like, I don't know what you got going on or what you own, but we're not on that. You know, we here to have a good time. If something pop off, then that's different. Anyways,
After the driver that put up with these people, the dancing with her and taking her away, and now she's different. He comes back and he's like, "Oh, I gotta make a run. I'm gonna go pick somebody up and I'll be back. Y'all stay right here. I'm coming back." We're like, "Okay, cool." He walks off. We're not paying attention to where he's going. He's like, "He coming back. Don't worry, he's coming back for us." At this point, I already told y'all the dude with the red shirt that he dapped up, and there's another guy with a black shirt there. So he walks off. We don't pay attention. Not even 10 minutes past. So the dude with the red shirt goes in his bag and pull out these like something like wristbands
Listen to this.
to the dude that's standing on the side of us, and another dude like as a I don't know what he was trying to give us a wristband for. We're already in the club and we're not going nowhere else after this. Don't go to nobody else's table. Don't pass them out to nobody else. Come straight to our table. Oh, put these wristbands on. We got wristbands for y'all. We like, I said, because at this point I'm like, nobody's sitting on a wristband.
Now I've been to Pier 1 and me never seen a body in no wristband. Somebody in the comments who go Pier 1 already or has been to Pier 1 recently. Pier 1 get wristband? Come, me never hear about that yet. Wristband in a Pier 1 for what? Remember that Pier 1 is a restaurant by day, club by night. So you can be sat there having your dinner and then by nighttime it turn into a club. You understand? And you would have been in there from dinner time. Me never hear nothing about no wristband yet.
On them wristbands, and the area has gotten weird. So the girl is like, she comes over and she's standing at the table. She's like,
Hey Vanessa.
one of them that stuck their finger in her vagina. And we're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And she's like, she's paranoid at this point. So she's like, I feel like they're trying to take me. I feel like they're trying to take me. And we're like, what? So she was on the outer table. We moved her to the inner table. Mind you, remember I told y'all about the guy with the red shirt and this dude with a black shirt. The dude with the red shirt, after he passed out the wristbands, he comes and stands in front of our table. He tells the dude that's on the side of us in the black shirt, move to the back. I'm looking, I'm reading. He like, move to the back. The dude that was standing in the black shirt next to us moves to the back, like directly, like kind of like behind us, because there's a space behind us. And he's talking to the girl that's drunk. Mind you, I told you the younger girl that had got drunk, that the driver took away dance with, and when she came back, she was completely different. He's trying to talk to her, and we like, she's drunk. Like, you're not going to talk to her. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. And we like, no, I don't know what's going on. Mind you, at this point, it's like three other dudes that came and they're around our table. Like, so we got the dudes that originally started on the side. We got another dude that's been trying to dance with her all night, like all up in our space. We got a dude with a red shirt that's in the front, like he the ringleader. And then we got a dude that's in the black shirt standing behind us now. Another tall dude comes up with the dreads, and the dude with the red shirt is talking to him. He turns around and look at the younger girl that they took off, and when they brought back from dancing, she's different. And so at this point, I'm like, it's time to go. Pack it up. It's time to go. Like, we're about to leave. So she's like, the girl now, she's in straight paranoid mode. They're about to get me. They're getting me. I already know what's going on. And we like, what?
Okay,
Like,
sexy
is she
bee.
just drunk talking? Is this drug talk? What? She's like, they're gonna take me. They're trying to take me. I already know what's going on. And we like, she's paranoid. Whatever they gave her made her paranoid. We're not putting none of this together though, because we're like, maybe she's just drunk. She don't know how to hold her liquor. But she was completely different when she came back from dancing with the driver. Um, so we like, no, time to go. So we're to leave. So we walk out, we leave or whatever. Mind you, now the driver's supposed to be gone. He was leaving to go pick up somebody. Not even 10 minutes from the time he told us, and all of this going on, 10, 15 minutes, if that, we like, no, it's time to go. She done said somebody done touched her on her vagina. She's acting funny, like she's being aggressive. All these dudes, if you're paying attention, all these people are starting to circle our table, like, where we at? I'm like, no, let's go. So we get to head out. We heading out of Pier 1. We heading to the front or whatever. We call him. Why he in the club still? So the girl's like, I hear the same music that we hear outside. And we like, he was supposed to be gone. How he left, came back, didn't even stop at the table.
The man that is a taxi driver move himself away from the situation and leave the other men to do what they need to do. Him basically tell them say him gone pan a run, but him still in at the club a pre probably from some corner. Them ready for leave now, and I call the taxi driver and can hear the same music from inside the club on the taxi driver's phone. So him still in at the club.
Because he never left. So he comes out, oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And we like, we're not talking about it. We're ready to go. Just get us back home. And he's like, well, I need to know if I need to make a report, but I don't even know who those guys. And then he stops because he like finna tell on himself. He's like, well, just tell me what's going on, and I can make sure it's taken care of. And we're like, we're not talking about it. Just get us home. Just get us back. Mind you, this girl's still talking about I'm a secret agent. Um, and when I say Doug, like she's completely out of it. Pupils dilated. At this point, I know she's been given something.
That's right.
So when the doctor first came to pick the girls up, he wasn't expecting for other people, which is me and my friends, to be going. But she had already called and asked. He probably was thinking it was probably for other younger girls or whatever that he was in the finesse, not expecting it to be somebody to be like, nah, this situation ain't gonna go down like that. So we get in the we got to walk all the way back to where he parked at. There's no way.
No, he was clearly hoping that the whole of them did get it like the little young one when end up at them end up at get the things them too. Me suspect say some kind of pill them papa sitting them putting at the little girl drink. But clearly because she's not a drinker, she wasn't there was sober enough to pick up on what is going on. Right? So them a plan for do a start with this particular young girl. That is what I pick up. Anyway, go on listen.
So at this point, we realized what we was thinking was really going on. Like it was some shady stuff, and he was a part of it. Because as we walked back to the car, we like, there is no way in hell you left to pick up somebody, parked all the way where you parked, and made it back in the club in that time frame. He never left. And I feel like it was a setup from jump. Like he knew these dudes. I saw him dap them up or whatever. And it probably was something where he set up to, I don't know what they was about to do to that little girl. I don't know if they was gonna rape her. I don't know if they was gonna kidnap her. I don't know if they was gonna hold her for ransom. I have no idea of what was gonna take place, but it was definitely a setup. So we get back to the car or whatever, and he's like, just tell me what's going on, blah, blah, blah. We're like, we don't want to talk about it. We just need you to get us back to the hotel.
All them are brave to go back in and taxi. Them brave.
His phone. We watching him to make sure he's not like texting nobody. My homegirl put in a GPS to make sure he was driving us back in the right direction, to get us back to the hotel. So he gets us back to the hotel, and all of a sudden now he agitates with I guess the whole ordeal. So he charges us a little bit more to take from taking us from the hotel and back. It was no problem. We paid him the money. Even though you was shady, we paid him the money, like we weren't no issues. And then we had a whole little powwow with the girls or whatever. And the whole point of this story time is when you travel, make sure you are aware of your surroundings. Make sure you are with somebody that you can trust, and be the responsible one in the group to pay attention. Because if we would have not been with those girls, their story would have been completely different.
Yep.
And I feel like God does stuff for a reason, because we was not gonna go out with them. We was at the point of changing our mind, and we end up going and decided to go at the last minute. And I feel like if we wasn't there, for sure it would have been different. I feel like he had already had that plan in trying to finesse them. He was trying to build a rapport with them. He had some kind of way he picked them up from the airport, but they had booked an excursion, and he was telling them that he was the person that was supposed to take them to their excursion. Yeah, so we got back and was having our little powwow about what happened or whatever. The girl was like, and when I said our excursion was at 8 in the morning, he was like, yeah, whatever, just call me. And she was like, how, if you're a part of that company, how did you not know our excursion was at 8 o'clock? So all of that, like he was trying to, I feel like he was setting the scene to try to build a rapport with them, for them to trust him, for him to try to take advantage of them. Because he wasn't even a driver for the doggone excursion. It was booked through a whole other company, and that company he does not work for. So yes, be aware of your surroundings. When you travel out the country, I know they was like it was a travel advisor in Jamaica. We've had a good time other than that. We had an excursion, we're doing the rafts, we've been out. but through like companies. And these people.
Let me tell you guys about what happened to me when I was in Jamaica. Not this last trip. The trip before that, 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I went on, is it Trivago? A Trivago it name? Yes, because I was looking for activities for us to do as a family. When I went on Trivago, I was looking for horseback riding, stuff like that. So I found a package for a family of four. Um and it's included rum punch or whatever, the trip from wherever we are to the place that was doing the horseback riding itself, etc. Now, it represented as a tour company, right? A tour company. I was like, okay, this looks legit, whatever, whatever. People, when we get pick up in our vaccine. All right. The vaccine well deck out, everything in the vaccine turn up and clean. The vaccine have screen, YouTube a pump, music a play, ray. Young brother, Me said when the man a drive from where we were staying at the Airbnb to the destination where the horseback riding took place, to backside. Me said the speed. Me have to tell the man slow down, whatever, the overtaking, the whatever. It was crazy. So afterwards, no, my husband he wanted to get a SIM card, a Jamaican SIM card, because his UK SIM card was acting up. So he said that he would take us to where we can get a SIM card. And now would the brother drive through, now would the Namopi, because I from this I would drive go up a St. Him carry through now would have and carry in a one place, in a one part. Me say the place look rough, no blouse and stuff. But you see my husband him not enough fear. If it was me and the kids and my mom at the time on our own, we would have never do that. But him not enough fear. Anyway, him carry us into this area, and on him carrying in the area now, him carry my husband into this pub, or a little bar, a little rum bar, and I in the same buy the card. You know, say one fake card him get, one fake SIM card. All a scam now, fake SIM card him get. Him take the money for that. We never know it fake until we reach back. Not a rum punch we not get. Them claims a rum punch is complimentary. Not a rum punch we not get. In addition to that, when we get to the horseback riding place, there was a supplementary charge because we had to buy water boots or whatever, and the water boots were like $15 per pair. And the guy, him clearly run a tour company. He has a whole Instagram page and stuff like that. But in Chappy Line, this is that was his, and he got comfortable enough with my husband to start talk up the things them. But this man no run no damn registered company, him just use the website, put up him stuff like say him is a legit company. He is not a legit company, and all him over there do exploit tourists. Now, luckily, he was not the kind of guy that would probably do something like this, go as far as this, because a lot of tourists they use him all the time, and it's on his Instagram. They go back and they use him, but him still do some little scamming on the side because him carry my husband somewhere where him knows that the SIM card them no real, and him make him buy SIM card with fake. But you don't know say between him and the person in the bar them pocket the money there. It may be a small change, but it's still an extra. There are so many things that are so scary because you're thinking that you're booking through a website, and you're getting a legitimate tour company or whatever, but there are people out there who are still not registered and they're still doing these tour companies. Yeah, all it points to is the fact that there are too many unregulated avenues for things like this to take place in Jamaica. Now, while this is not a case of the trafficking scenario that was clearly being set up in the first story, it is clear that they wanted to target this vulnerable girl and do whatever with her. Them did already start. The fact that the man put him man in a place is him not supposed to put him man. and then put something in her drink. You understand? So when these tourist girls turn up in Jamaica and think, Jamaica, no problem, and them come with them sugar coated words, Irie man, and what you gonna do today, and I can be a tour guide, I can show you everywhere, man. You understand, and all of that, and them don't understand that there are other sinister things that are at work. Likewise, this could easily have been a case of do what them a do with her and traffic her. Easy peasy. Because anyhow she was amongst a set of giddy-headed girls, that night would have ended very differently. Let me read some of the comments. Yeah, big up yourself, Trini P. The way how things are run, I don't even trust my family. I'd rather go to an all-inclusive and enjoy the current entertainment there than go out with family. Let me not tell you. That's why I don't take drink from no one or leave my drink unattended. Just don't trust no one. But you see how simple it is, because the girls have their little table. The girls have their little table and the man them come and them surround them. And because they're all females, because trust and believe. If my say for example, me did go with female friends, we all have a man, we husband or we partner. And everybody would have did it with some man will look like say, and you come near a problem. You see what I say? So those guys would not have been in that scenario coming to circle no table. But because they're girls on their own partying, they feel them can invade their personal space. So it just take for you to look sideways and that's something that's in your drinks, in your cup. Just look sideways for just a second. Them so skill and smooth with it. Because whatever it is they gave her that had her clearly hallucinating, because she's there talking about the girl is talking about she's an undercover agent, and when she said duck, hallucinogenics that. You understand? So whatever it is that they've given to her could have been given to anybody who is vigilant with them cup. No matter what, the moment you put on your cup and you look sideways, it can happen. You have to be amongst people who are alert. You have to be amongst people. Somebody has to be a non-drinker. Somebody has to be watching your back and being aware of your circumstance if everybody is going to have a good time. You need a designated person who is not going to drink, because anybody, and it just takes a moment. It really just does take a moment. So let's move away from those stories about what's going on in our island, because it is a situation of concern. The fact that the constabulary force is now trying to bring it out into the open, because I have been following the trafficking statistics for some time, because I've always noticed the age group of people that are going missing is within that prime age group where this industry thrives. And I've always said to myself, if it's not for organs, it's for something else. But something is definitely amiss in our islands, and we are not being vigilant enough with our young people. Likewise, we're not making them aware and alert in the national curriculum about what it is that they need to look out for when it comes to people who are out there that are conditioning children, yes, to draw to situations where they can just go missing. And this is something that the government really needs to invest time in. So anyway, we're gonna move away from that now. We're gonna go and look at this other case of misdiagnosis. When I came across this, it was so heartbreaking. I'm gonna mute because I don't want the music in this particular video to play, and then afterwards I'm gonna unmute and you're gonna hear it from her voice what took place. As Black people, we have to be very careful when we go to the doctors. You know what I noticed, especially over here in a big foreign? They do not spend a lot of time on us. As ethnic minorities, they don't spend a lot of time on us. Them quick to get us through the doors. Yes, we will come and we would say we have this going on, that going on, this going on, and then we just depend. Oh, I want cold you have. Go take 2 paracetamol, right? Them not very thorough with us, especially when we complain about pain, because them have it in their head that Black people are takuram. Them have it in them head that Black people they have a high pain threshold, and it is not a big deal. That is usually the approach, the nonchalant approach of medical professionals in this country, particularly in the UK. That's my experience. If you do not insist on certain treatments, serious conditions can go amiss, and that can be fatal. Anyway, let me just show you this a minute. As I said, I'm gonna mute the video. I know that may be distressing for some of you to observe. And I don't know if you were reading what was said on the screen, that she had bruises and rashes on her body, and she did not know that it was cancer. This was in 2022. Okay. Now, when she presented these bruises, and it wasn't as bad as this when she first went to the doctor about it, she was told that it was eczema, a severe case of eczema. And then it escalated into this. So you're going to hear straight from her mouth exactly what took place with this misdiagnosis.
Hey guys, so this is a story time about how I was misdiagnosed with having eczema and then misdiagnosed with having skin cancer and then finally being diagnosed with having blood cancer. This is part one of the story because I feel like this is going to be very long. But basically, what happened is since I was like 17, 18, when I was in
Talk through them and PLJ.
in the summertime, I would start getting a rash on my arm, and I thought maybe it was like a heat rash or something like that. But every summer I would start to get it, and then one summer it just stayed. I feel like when I turned like 19 or 20, it just started to stay and spread like throughout my whole body, my neck, my arms mostly. And like not over my face, just my arms and my neck at the time. And I would see dermatologists and they would say it's severe eczema. I just have severe eczema because I was having at that time not really bad itching, but more just like bruising. It was like I was getting beaten up. Honestly, there's sometimes I would go to work and people would be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you good? Is everything fine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's just my eczema." So that was really uncomfortable and kind of awkward sometimes.
Hmm. All right, hold on. Let me get you to the next part right away. Hmm. Boy, I tell you, you see, listen, I didn't want to show you her before picture because you know would I get even more worked up about this, but let's just focus on what is happening, right? And I deliberately did not show you even more recent pictures of her because that would have definitely make you know bad. It's very low. I know it's low.
In December,
I'm not turn up on something them as much as I can, cause me can unless Missy hold on there.
Yeah, the big thing.
I'll try my other speaker.
Injecting medication, and I continued to take it January, February of 2023. And in February of 2023, I ended up getting very, very sick. Felt like the medication was making me sick, but I didn't want to say that. I wanted to believe that the medication would work or that, I always heard that, it gets worse before it gets better. So I was thinking, maybe this is just that. It's getting bad, and then now it's gonna, cure me or whatever it's supposed to do. And there's just so many that I would give the medications list to people with really bad eczema. So,
Hold on, guys. I'm going to put it on a different speaker. I want to hold on 1 second because when I complaining that it low, I want you guys to hear this. Hold on. Let me disconnect. Mm-hmm. Hold on, bear with me. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. All right, hold on. Connecting. Let me pull it up. All right, let me see now. It not connect. Guys, it not connect. It came for said connecting, but it's not connecting. So I'm gonna have to put it back through the Echo, the Alexa. Even if you put up your volume on it very low. I wonder if my son can go help me. And there. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. It's supposed to be playing through it, so I don't understand. Hold on. It says it's connected. So I may not understand why it not playing through it. So how it would be connected to the speaker and it not play through it. So hang on. This. I have to go. I have to go put it back to the Echo, guys, because it not playing through it. It's not playing through it at all.
Now connected to
So I'm just gonna have to play through this. And I have to go straight. So here's part two. I remember it's close. My story. In December of 2022, my dermatologist at the time approved me to get Dupixent, which is hold on. Alexa, turn up volume 100%. It January. Yeah, I didn't notice that. 2023. So in February of 2023, I ended up getting very, very sick. Felt like the medication was making me sick, but I didn't want to say that. I wanted to believe that the medication would work, or that, I always heard that, it gets worse before it gets better. So I was thinking, maybe this is just bad. It's getting bad, and then now it's gonna, no, it's not leukemia. Whatever it's to do. And there's just so many high reviews on how good the medication works for people with really bad eczema. So, I figured that it would work really well for me. I just need to get through or over this hump. In February 2023, I began having fluid retention. I couldn't use the washroom. I only use the washroom like once a day. Jeez. So I was filling up with fluid. I was really swollen. I was red. I was peeling extremely to the point where I couldn't move properly. There's times where I'd wake up and I couldn't get up out of the bed. I had to ask my mom to come and help me. I became bedridden. That's how sick I was, to the point where I couldn't walk by myself, couldn't go up the stairs. I couldn't really move much because my skin was so tight from the peeling, and it hurt really bad. I was having still very bad itching, and just moments where I was having really bad nerve pain in my back. I couldn't even sit down. Tell you what, everybody's still complaining that it's really try and connect my phone because I have the video on my phone. So let me just pause this and I'm gonna disconnect from here. I'm gonna connect on my phone because I have the video from my phone. Because my speaker is very loud. Hold on there. All right. All right, let me try my phone. All right, let me disconnect it from the laptop. You can hear? Okay, but everybody are complaining so they can't hear. Hold on. Let me lock off this. Right. Let me connect this now. All right, so
You
that's
can hear? Okay, but then everybody are complaining for them can.
hold on, let me turn off this. I want to do something nice. Let me- All right. I'm gonna play part two again.
My story. In December of 2022, my dermatologist at the time
Is that
approved
any
me
better?
to get Dupixent, which is a self-injecting medication. And then I continued to take it January, February of 2023. And in February of 2023, I ended up getting very, very sick. Felt like the medication was making me sick, but I didn't want to say that. I wanted to believe that the medication would work, or that, I always heard that, it gets worse before it gets better. So I was thinking, maybe this is just that. It's getting bad, and then now it's gonna, cure me or whatever it's supposed to do. And there's just so many high reviews on how good the medications works for people with really bad
Okay,
eczema.
good, good.
So, I figured that it would work really well for me. I just needed to get through or over this hump. In February of 2023, I began having fluid retention. I couldn't use the washroom. I only use the washroom like once a day. So I was filling up with fluid. I was really swollen. I was red. I was peeling extremely to the point where I couldn't move properly. There's times where I'd wake up and I couldn't get up out of the bed. I had to ask my mom to come and help me. Being bedridden. I couldn't walk by myself, couldn't go up the stairs. I couldn't really move much because my skin was so tight from the peeling,
Jeez.
and it hurt really bad. I was having still very bad itching, and just moments where I was having really bad nerve pain in my back. I couldn't even sit down properly or lay back without being in pain. So it was just awful, the experience. And I let the dermatologist know this. I saw her maybe 2 or 3 times in between December to February. And he kept saying, let's just keep trying the medication. I feel like it's gonna work for you. At the beginning of March, I saw her again and I still was not doing well. It took everything out of me to even get to the appointment. She said she wanted to continue the medication. I said, honestly, let's just stop this
Right.
matching up with what eczema is. So
Part three this now.
she said, okay, well, we can do a biopsy to see what the next steps are. And I said, yeah, please, let's do that, because I don't want to continue taking medication that's going to make me sick. And, eventually, I don't know where I would be if I continue to take that medication. So we said, hell no to the medication. And, we did the biopsy. They had to take 2 pieces of skin from my back, which was very uncomfortable. It hurt really bad, actually. To be honest with you, I was in pain for weeks. And then they said it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get the results. So my doctor, the dermatologist at the time, she made an appointment for the 4th week. That would have been at the end of March. So by that time, we would have had our biopsy results. Biopsy took a long time. And during that time, I was bedridden. I went to the hospital about 4 times in the emergency because I was so sick. And so, in so much pain and uncomfortable. And they could see that. And I went to different hospitals. I didn't just go to the same hospital each time. There was one time I went in and the doctor said, well, I can't cure your eczema in the middle of the night.
Jesus Christ.
It just hurt me because
She faced the like what to tell the girl that.
nobody knew how to help me, and I was in so much pain. And because I was misdiagnosed with having eczema, people took it very lightly and treated me as if oh, okay, she's just a rash, that kind of energy. And it's no, there's a lot more going on with my body. I'm in a lot of pain and I don't even know if I can make it through the next day. I'm bedridden by week 4, have the appointment now with the dermatologist. My aunt and I get there and tells us that she doesn't have the results in. And we were like, okay, so why bring us all the way here, if you don't have
No
the
regard
results?
for
And
your
she's like,
time.
oh, well, I did say it could take up to 6 weeks. And we're like, well, you said 4 to 6 weeks, which is why we have the appointment today on the fourth week. Like, why not, if you didn't get the results, say, okay, I don't have the results. I'm going to call them and get them to come in later. I'm telling her none of the medications that she prescribes are working. And she's like, you need a topical cream and you need this and stuff. And I'm telling her, no, it's just making it worse for me.
And for those of you who don't understand this, when it is that you have got something that is not eczema and you are prescribed steroid ointments, if it isn't eczema, steroids will accelerate the symptoms and make it 10 times worse. The mere fact that that happened in the first instance of her receiving creams and ointments and God knows whatever else should have told them that there was an underlying health issue that was not eczema, because the fact that it accelerated meant that there was something else going on, something else very wrong with the girl. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention very quickly because her story is not a strange one. There are lots and lots and lots of Black people who every day we are misdiagnosed because, as I said, they treat us as though we are less than human, even in the systems themselves. And we go into medical care thinking that we are going to get the same level and standard of concern, the same level and standard of investigation as our white counterparts, because we're all human. And it doesn't happen like that. They are far more dismissive of us. She has ended up with a very, very, very rare case of blood cancer. Now, at first, the doctor said that it was eczema. Then the doctor did a biopsy and came back and told her that it was skin cancer. Then, after the blood results came back, it turned out that it was, in fact, not blood cancer, not eczema, but sorry, not skin cancer, not eczema, but blood cancer. A rare blood cancer is what this girl has. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and we can only keep her in our prayers. There has been no postings from her since July. Everybody has been just, concerned, asking where is she, asking if anybody can update, and so on. If you were to ever see the state of this girl, because she is now retaining fluid, now say I consider to myself to have a good sized chest. When I tell you, say this little young girl with her little small frame, our breasts them down to our knees because they are so swollen, particularly the one on the left side. Is so swollen with fluid that is being retained in the lymph nodes and around her mammary glands. That one breast all the way down to her knee with fluids. With fluids, right? She can barely walk around, so she have to use she had on two t-shirts, one t-shirt for strap up one titty and the next t-shirt for strap up the next. The condition that this young girl ended up in because of a misdiagnosis is terrible. I didn't necessarily want to show her like that. I know she puts it up on her TikTok. You can go ahead and you can Google it, but I was not about to show that because I just think it was so horrible how because of a lawyer's, not a lawyer, a doctor's slackness, this girl could very well have passed because I don't know if she's still alive or if she's gone. You understand? Because as I said, there is no more updates. So be aware, graduates, yes, and make sure that you are vigilant with your care. Make sure that you are, careful out there in the streets of Jamaica and that you're not laying your life careless and reckless. And with these medical people, question, investigate, and push for your own priorities, because trust and believe, you're not their priority. You're not. Anyway, big up on a nice clean self, and make sure that you like up the live. All right. Make sure that you like up the live on your way out. This is your girl, Head Teacher K. Bye bye.